Morning, folks. Soap today is from Italian Barber RazoRock. This one here is XXX, and I think it's pronounced Fresco. I think that's how it's pronounced. Anyway, that's what the side label looks like. This one here comes in a glass container, heavy glass container with an aluminum lid. It says right there on the bottom, it's got 250 milliliters or 8.5 ounces of goodness in there. It's pretty heavy. The soap inside, some may refer to it as crope, or maybe like Italian Barber mentions, a firm cream. It's really easy to scoop out of there. Very soft. It's like a crope, and it smells great. I think it's patterned after Acqua de Parma, one of those scents. I have information down below, as well as the link, as what the scent profile is and whatnot. But I like these soaps. The ones that seem to come in these heavy glass containers to me, are really nice soaps. If you're interested in something similar to this, but maybe cheaper, in other words, that's on sale. This one here, I think, is selling for, I should say, for $19.99, basically 20 bucks. And if you go with I think it's still on sale, the Unlabeled Project, comes in a heavy glass container like this, and I think it's at $8.99 for 8.5 ounces, if I remember correctly. Same size, the whole 9 yards, just different kind of scent soap in there. Hey, that's a heck of a buy. Decided to follow up the shave with Uncle John's Prohibition. No, the scents aren't an exact match by any means, but they seem like they would play well with each other. This one here is pretty nice. I like this scent. And I've already used 2 pumps of the Taconic Preshave oil. Put it a hot towel to the face also. Pre-shave routine, in other words. Got it whipped up here in a what is considered a medium-sized wooden bowl from Beard Knife. I'll try to remember to put a link down below. And it was whipped up with a boar brush, Omega. See if I get this model right. I think it's 10810. Anyway, I'll have a link down below. And the link that I have down below, I do remember this much, it's for the maroon colored handle as opposed to the black one. And you might see a few of these with the S knot in there too, if you're interested in a synthetic knot. But this got it whipped up. It's wet. It's not quite drippy, but it is wet. I guess you might say for some people it's just right. For me, it works just fine, especially since I'm going to be using a shaver called the Broman. This one here, I've decided to follow up after the Focus Dynamic, in that another single edge takes a half of a DE blade that it's got a pivoting head. It would be, I guess you might say, similar to the Leaf, except for the fact instead of having the opportunity to use 3 blades, you're only using 1. This is mostly metal with the exception of this plastic cap right here. Loading is really easy. It's out of stock though online, and if you are able to find it available, this particular stand also doubles as a see if I remember how to get this open. It also doubles as a storage for new blades and old blades. So it's a nice travel container, as well as a stand. I like it. It's one of the few I have. I think I've only got like maybe 2 stands, something like that. Not very many. Typically I don't chase the stands, if you will. I have razor and brush stands, but this one here comes with it, and for me, I like it. I think it's a great idea. Like I say, it's especially for traveling, not packing a whole lot. You can put your blades right in there. And it comes with a few blades. Oh, now the name slipped my mind. Perma. There we go. I'm trying to sneeze also. See if I can make it go away. Sometimes I can't. This is another one of those shavers that, man, the smell of this is just awesome. Kind of distracting of my thoughts now. Another one of those shavers for somebody that is just starting out, maybe that is very used to seeing all the cartridge shavers, and also for somebody that has sensitive skin. Getting lather going everywhere. In other words, it is not an aggressive shaver. Reason why I mentioned sensitive skin, because some folks, for instance, against the grain pass is somewhat problematic, and this particular shaver might help with that sort of situation. Oh, I didn't mention that I'm using a Personna X series blade. There's the wrapper there. And here we go. I would consider some of the same thought process with this shaver, in that clicking at the end of the stroke is quite all right. I would be concerned about the clicking in the middle of your stroke. Kind of means you probably got your angle and pressure beyond the, I guess you might say, the capabilities of the shaver. It is somewhat mild. You can put quite a bit of pressure on this thing. In other words, you can develop bad habits if you're thinking more of a traditional way of shaving. But it is quite mild. Easy to use though. It's another one of those shavers that I would think that, not that you can't cut yourself, but you probably have to work at it. In other words, break one of those rules, if you will, about sliding across your face, things like that, you know you shouldn't do. We'll have to say it's also a lot like the focus dynamic, in that you will have to rinse it quite frequently. I haven't tried it with like 3 or 4 days worth of growth or anything like that. I'm usually shaving about every day, if not every other day, depending on the week and what else is going on and how I'm feeling. But I kind of thinking that it might struggle with heavy beard growth. In other words, if it's been a few days. First pass went pretty well. Definitely need a second pass. Don't know if I could. It doesn't really give me the impression or the feeling that I can get by with the second pass. In other words, just a 2-pass shave, one with the green and one with what I consider across the green. Across the green. I think I should mention this particular brush was under $10. I'm wanting to say $6.79. Maybe it's $8.79. I can't remember. It was under $10. It being relatively new, it has just a little bit of scratch in my opinion, being a painter. Just a little bit. But overall, I mean, it's quite nice. Can't complain about it. Only lost one bristle this morning. Man, this scent is really nice. Glad I got this. Sometimes you get scents and you think it's going to be one way and it ends up being another, and half the time I don't know. I just take a stab at it. If it sounds like it might be something I'm interested in. Usually cologne scents, is like meh to me. I don't get too terribly excited, but if you're talking about tobacco or whiskey or something along those lines, something straightforward that I should be able to pick up on, wood scents, I have a great interest in that sort of thing. Cologne scents, to me, unless they're side by side, they darn near smell all the same to me. But this one here has a unique scent to it. See right through there, I already know I'm going to have to work that because it is such a problem spot. It does glide pretty nice. For me, this shaver, if you're looking for a mild shaver, something you can take on a trip, won't have to worry too much about cutting yourself. It definitely will knock down the big stuff at the at the beginning of your shave, so you can get a quick one in before you have to run out the door. I guess you might say in a way it's performing as I expected it to. I did not expect it to be an aggressive shaver. Just a nice, smooth, easy-going shaver. I have a few of these that I purposely, in other words, bought them, trying them out, seeing if my be a good one, in other words, for my son, because he's not a morning person like me. He prefers to sleep in. You know, he's 16, what do you say, right? Anyway, so he's usually running a little late in the mornings, usually, not always. So in other words, a shaver like this might be good to go. Third pass, all right, went through all that through the first and second passes, and third pass could be a pickup. Like I say, it just depends on how many times you go over your trouble spots with this shaver. Just depends, in other words, on your shaving routine. I could change it up on that second pass, and probably could have got by with just 2. If you know your face, beard growth in other words, you can probably do that. Get by with 2 passes and going over the same areas while your face is still relatively wet. Residual slickness is readily available. Or you can just quickly re-wet your face real quick, with your hand. This shaver does do better if you rinse frequently. It seems to a little bit wetter lather will probably work even better, so there's more of a flow through. I don't know if you can see that. There's not a whole lot of room for a flow through there. If you're one that likes to strive for a VBS shave, you're going to have to work at it. It's going to take some effort. And of course you might enjoy it also, because chances are you're not going to have much in the way of irritation. Excuse me. Monday and Tuesday, I stayed home. I work from home, but in other words, I didn't leave the house for any particular reason. So yesterday, I say Monday and Tuesday, I should say Sunday and Monday. Anyhow, yesterday being Tuesday, I left the house in time to go to the grocery store and do that sort of thing. And so Tony, our German Shepherd, when I came home, I could hear him out when I was out in the car, outside the house, in the drive. I can hear Tony just crying. He's such a big baby. So, if I ever have to go back to the office to work, I have no idea how that's going to work for him. Separation anxiety runs pretty strong through him. He enjoys at least somebody. And since I'm the one working from home, it's usually me that's at the house. And of course, I'm the one that he sees all day. Yes, nice shave. Very smooth, comfortable. I cannot complain a bit about, excuse me, on how comfortable this shave is. It is very comfortable. Could it be a little bit more efficient? It would probably be a little bit of a trick. I mean, I'm pretty smooth to begin with, but it'd probably be a little bit of a trick. In other words, you might be might be difficult because you might be sacrificing some of the comfort to get something that's a bit more efficient, let's say. For me, it works just fine for me. So this plastic cap, it's like a little clip, if you will. Open it up and there's the blade. You can see how it sits in there. It's easy to load. There's no problem for me. Pops in just fine. I mean, it's a nice shaver. I enjoy using it from time to time. Just one of those shaves where it's easy going. And a scent like this really makes wow, this scent is just really nice. I'm glad I got it. I guess first I think it was in the back of my mind a few years back when they came out with their I think it was Santa Maria that came out first in the real heavy glass container, and then Dead Sea, then the Unlabeled Project, and now this XXX. I think I pretty much made up my mind back then that whenever they come up with another one in the heavy glass that I was going to get it. The soap base is something I really do like. I still have some growth left. Nothing that I would be concerned about. In other words, by the end of the day, nobody's going to see it. I will be able to feel it, but I won't be able to see it. So in other words, it's a good shave. As it goes for efficiency and whatnot. Face feels really good. In other words, smooth, moisturized. Nice soap. Oh, matching aftershave. No, I didn't see it. And maybe they're coming out with it later on. I'm not sure. It would be one to get if they do come out with the matching aftershave. But for me, I might struggle with it a little bit since I've got Uncle John sitting over here. It's a nice scent. I think at Uncle John's website they mention it as being a little boozy. And of course, Prohibition, yeah. This is one that you'll have to shake up. This particular aftershave, the way that it's made after it sets, for a moment, it's going to separate just a bit. But that's what it looks like when it's all shook up. And it looks like, it's got says witch hazel, aloe, glycerin, fragrance. It does tell you to shake it up. As it goes through the restrictor that's in there, that's what it looks like. There's the label on the back. I guess I could show you, huh? I'd have to say, excuse me, not that, maybe it's not fair to say it this way. I do like Uncle John's line. And I have the line. But of the scents, not that I have very many of his products, but this one here, I'd have to say is my favorite. I have another one. It's made for a Facebook shave group. It's just cake, and it does smell great. It smells like cake, chocolate cake. It smells really good. I mean, I appreciate that one there also, but this one here I think is my favorite. Man, it smells great. Had a really, really nice shave. Hope everybody's doing well. Thanksgiving coming up. Stay safe, stay healthy. Smooth shaves to you.